Good day and welcome. Today, we're kicking off an exciting new series on development. Development is a complex and multifaceted concept that includes different aspects of a society's progress. In this journey, we'll explore the meaning of development, looking at the economic, social, and environmental dimensions that shape a country's well-being. We'll also dive into how development is measured, focusing on tools like the Human Development Index (HDI). Plus, we'll discuss the differences in development around the world, why some countries are wealthier, healthier, and more advanced than others. Here's a question for you. What do you think makes a country developed? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stick around until the end for some thought-provoking questions to test your understanding. Challenge yourself and see how well you've grasped the material. It's a great way to boost your confidence. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss our weekly uploads. Let's get started. What is development? Development is the process of improving people's quality of life, focusing on economic, social, and environmental progress. Development means the improvement of the country's economic and social conditions as a result of good management of natural and human resources. Development refers to the continuous improvement and progress of society in economic, social, and environmental dimensions. Economic development involves advancements in a country's wealth and prosperity. Social development encompasses improvements in education, health, and living standards, and environmental development focuses on sustainable practices that protect the planet. Development is a process that is constantly happening. Development includes things to do with money and wealth, health and happiness, and the state of the environment. People are responsible for making development happen. They are also responsible for preventing development from happening. We can compare places around the world by examining a set of signs about development, called indicators. Indicators show important aspects about the way people live. Let us discuss the three aspects of development in more detail. Economic development focuses on increasing wealth, income, and employment opportunities within a country. It involves the growth of industries, businesses, and services, which help create jobs and improve people's quality of life. A key goal of economic development is to reduce poverty and improve living standards for all citizens. Economic development includes all activities that use people and resources to produce wealth. This involves businesses, industries, and trade, which provide employment and generate income. As a country's economy grows, it leads to greater financial stability and progress. Improving economic development directly affects individuals' standard of living. With higher income, people can afford better education, healthcare, food, and housing. At a national level, increasing wealth allows the government to improve infrastructure, such as roads, housing, water supply, and electricity. A strong economy helps a country grow and improve, ensuring a better future for its people. Social development, also known as human development, focuses on improving the overall well-being of people in a society. It looks at areas such as health, comfort, happiness, education, and prosperity, aiming to make sure that all people can live better and more meaningful lives. One of the key goals of social development is to provide equal access to basic services like healthcare, housing, and education, regardless of a person's background, gender, or income level. When people have good healthcare, they can live longer and healthier lives. When children and adults have access to quality education and job training, they can gain the skills they need to improve their future. Adequate housing also ensures safety and dignity for families. Social development also focuses on reducing inequality and making sure that everyone has the opportunity to participate fully in society. Governments may also provide social security, such as pensions for the elderly, disability grants, and support for the poor, to help people who cannot meet their basic needs. Another important part of social development is the promotion of human rights, freedom, safety, and security. Environmental development focuses on protecting natural resources and the environment. It aims to make sure that development happens in a way that is safe for nature and does not cause long-term harm. This means using land, water, and energy in a way that is sustainable, so that these resources are not used up or destroyed. The natural world around us includes air, land, water, plants, and animals. These resources are important for life and must be protected. Development that creates jobs, income, and better living conditions is important, but if it damages the environment, it is not meaningful or sustainable. Environmental development tries to balance economic growth, social progress, and environmental care. It makes sure that we are not destroying resources that future generations will need. For example, if we cut down all the trees for buildings today, there will be none left for the future. To protect the environment, we must reduce pollution, avoid wasting resources, and use clean energy. Environmental development encourages us to live within Earth's limits and to think about the long-term effects of our actions on the planet. In short, environmental development means that we can grow and improve our lives without harming nature, so that both people and the planet can have a healthy future. To understand how developed a country is, we use development indicators. These are things we can measure to compare the progress of different countries. Development indicators help us look at areas like wealth, health, and education. There are three main types of development indicators: economic, social, and environmental indicators. Let us look at these in more detail. Economic indicators measure a country's wealth and financial growth. Economic indicators inform us about the wealth and income of a country or region. There are various indicators of economic development. A key example is gross domestic product, GDP, which shows the total value of goods and services a country produces in a year. GDP is a key measure of a country's income. A higher GDP usually means a stronger economy and better living standards for people. A country generates income through industries, agriculture, trade, and services. These sectors provide jobs and contribute to economic growth. Industries produce goods, agriculture supplies food and raw materials, trade involves buying and selling products, and services include jobs in education, healthcare, and tourism. Other examples of economic indicators are how much money people spend on luxury goods, the number of computers in a society, and how much electricity the country uses. The most commonly used economic indicator is gross domestic product per capita. GDP per capita is the average income per person in a country, calculated by dividing the country's total income, GDP, by its population. A higher GDP per capita indicates greater wealth and economic development. GDP per capita indicates how much money every person in the country would have if all the money earned in 1 year was divided equally among the population. GDP per capita can sometimes be reported in US dollars. Using dollars instead of local currency makes it easier to compare economic development in different countries. We divide the gross domestic product by total population of a country to get the per capita GDP. In 2024, South Africa's GDP was approximately 7.7 trillion rands. This is the total value of everything the country produced during the year. The population of South Africa in the same year was estimated at 63,015,904 people. Let's do the calculation. GDP per capita equals total GDP divided by the population. This translates to 7,700,000,000,000 rands divided by 63,015,904. If we do the calculation, we get 122,243 rands per person per year. This means that if the country's total wealth were shared equally, each person would get about 122,243 rands for the year. Remember, this is just an average. In real life, people earn different amounts depending on jobs, education, and other factors. GDP per capita is an important economic indicator that helps us compare how developed one country is compared to others. A higher GDP per capita often shows that people in the country have better access to jobs, services, and a higher standard of living. Social indicators measure conditions in a society that affect people's quality of life, for example, health, education, and housing. In poorer countries, without government help, health problems lead to a shorter life expectancy. Babies also die more easily from diseases, or if they are too small to survive, soon after they are born. This is called infant mortality. Social indicators include life expectancy, infant mortality, and literacy. Life expectancy is the number of years the average person can expect to live. In South Africa, the average life expectancy is about 62.5 years. Life expectancy is influenced by diet, nutrition, health, diseases, and sanitation. Infant mortality is the number of babies per 1,000 live births who die before they are 1 year old, including those who die at birth. Literacy is the percentage of the population over age 15 who can read and write. Countries with high income tend to have higher literacy levels. Environmental indicators show the impact of human activity on the environment and natural resources. The environment provides people with the resources needed to create wealth and live a comfortable life. In 1960, the population of the world was 3 billion people. By 2011, the population of the world was 7 billion. By 2022, the population was over 8 billion. The world's population has increased by almost 60% in the last 50 years. Having an extra 60% more people means more resources are used, more waste is created, and there is more damage to the environment. Environmental indicators measure the extent and the effects of human impact on the environment. Examples of environmental indicators include the following: the percentage of gases polluting the atmosphere, the quantity of renewable resources, the drop in the fish stocks in the oceans, and the quality of water in the rivers and lakes. The Human Development Index, HDI, is a widely used measure that combines indicators of life expectancy, education, and per capita GDP to provide a more holistic view of a country's overall development. The Human Development Index, HDI, is a measure of development that shows the quality of life in a country by looking at life expectancy, education, and income like GDP per capita. Life expectancy at birth, expected years of schooling, and per capita income are considered when calculating the HDI. This index provides a more holistic view of development, going beyond economic factors alone. The HDI was created to include the social aspect of development as well as the economic aspect. The HDI does not include any environmental development indicators. The Human Development Index, HDI, is a special number that helps us understand how well people in a country are living. The HDI is a number between 0 and 1. The HDI is shown as a decimal value, like 0.75 or 0.92. If a country has a 0 on the HDI, it means things are really bad, people might not live long, many might not go to school, and most might be very poor. If a country has a 1, it means things are really great, people live long, everyone goes to school, and most people earn a lot of money. most countries are somewhere between 0 and 1. The closer a country's number is to 1, the better life is for its people. The Human Development Index, HDI, is updated annually to assess the development levels of countries worldwide. According to the Human Development Report 2023-24, which presents data up to 2022, the top-ranked countries were Switzerland, with an HDI of 0.967, and Norway, with an HDI of 0.966. At the bottom of the list were South Sudan and Somalia, with HDI values of 0.381 and 0.380, respectively. South Africa was ranked 110th out of 193 countries, with an HDI of 0.713. These rankings give a general picture of the quality of life and development in each country. This world map uses colors to show how countries compare in terms of human development. Countries with high HDI scores, indicating better health, education, and income, are usually shown in darker shades, while those with lower scores appear in lighter or different colors. The map classifies countries into categories of high, medium, or low development, visually highlighting global inequalities. Countries with higher HDI scores generally enjoy better living standards, longer life expectancy, and greater access to education. When we look at the Human Development Index (HDI) map, we can see clear differences in development between countries around the world. Countries are generally divided into two main groups: more economically developed countries, MEDCs, and less economically developed countries, LEDCs. MEDCs are wealthier, with higher incomes, and a better quality of life. People in these countries usually enjoy a balanced diet, have access to good healthcare and education, and work mainly in manufacturing and service industries. Life expectancy is high, often over 70 years, and there are fewer infant deaths. In contrast, LEDCs face many challenges. People may not get enough food, leading to malnutrition, and many work in farming with limited job opportunities. Infant mortality is high, and life expectancy is often under 45 years. Housing is often poor, and access to electricity, clean water, and health services is limited. Education levels are also lower, with many children not finishing school. These differences in development help us understand why some countries are still working hard to improve the living conditions of their people. Development is not the same in all parts of a country or the world. Sometimes, statistics only show the average for a whole country and do not reveal the big differences between regions. In South Africa, for example, some provinces are more developed than others. Around the world, some countries have high development, while others still face problems like poverty, poor healthcare, and lack of education. South Africa shows both progress and problems. Even though it is seen as an upper-middle-income country, it still struggles with things like unemployment, inequality, and poverty. That is all for today. Before we conclude, please attempt answering the following questions before the answers pop up. You can pause the video as you go. Let us meet again next time and discuss further on factors affecting development. Be sure to check the link in the description for more. Do not forget to like and subscribe so that you do not miss our weekly updates. Otherwise, thank you for watching and keep well.